Don't be delusional, Mirabelle. We're driving to Memphis for your sister's swimsuit walk. We can't miss it for your little imaginary awards, my mother said. What she didn't know was that my imaginary awards were the CMAs, and it was about to turn the tables around for good. My name is Mirabelle. For 6 years, my parents called me a failed busker. It started when I moved to Nashville at 22 with a guitar, $200, and songs I'd written in my childhood bedroom. My parents thought I was throwing my life away. Get a real job, my father said. Stop this music fantasy. My younger sister Ashley was the favorite. Always had been. She did beauty pageants. Expensive ones. Gowns cost thousands. Entry fees, coaching, travel. My parents poured everything into her. Ashley is going places, my mother would say. She has real talent. Ashley couldn't sing a note, but she looked perfect on stage. That was enough for them. I arrived in Nashville with nothing. Slept in my car the first month, the car I still have lots of outstanding installments to cover for. Played on street corners for tips, wrote songs in coffee shops until they kicked me out. Then I found Mr. James's bar, a dusty honky-tonk on Lower Broadway. He let me play Thursday nights for tips. $50 on a good night, $20 on a bad one. One night, he found me sleeping in my car in his parking lot. "You got somewhere to stay?" he asked. "I'm fine." "You're sleeping in a Honda Civic in November. You're not fine." He let me sleep in the back room, brought me dinner from the kitchen. Never asked for rent. "Just keep writing songs," he'd say. "You got something special." Mr. Prape. James became the father I'd never had. He believed in me when my own parents laughed at my dreams. I kept writing, kept performing, kept pushing. 3 years in, I co-wrote a song with an established artist, Outcast Heart. About being dismissed by the people who were supposed to love you. It became the #1 hit in America. The royalties started coming in, even though not to me directly. Real money. Life-changing money. Management estimated it to be around $2 million in royalties and sponsorship deals. My parents never asked how I was doing, never called to check in. Then the CMA nominations were announced. I was nominated for Rising Star, and Outcast Heart was nominated for Song of the Year, the Country Music Association Awards, live on national television, the biggest night in country music. I decided to try one more time. One last chance for my parents to see me. I called my mother. "Mom, I have news. I'm nominated for 2 CMA awards next week. I'd really love for you and Dad to come." Silence. Then laughter. Actual laughter. "Mirabelle, don't be delusional." My chest tightened. "I'm not being." "We're driving to Memphis next week for Ashley's Miss Tennessee preliminary round. It's a huge opportunity for her." "Mom, this is the CMAs. It's on national television. Millions of people. We can't miss Ashley's swimsuit walk for your little meaningless imaginary awards. You know how important her career is. She's actually making something of herself." My father took the phone. "Mirabelle, when are you going to grow up? This music thing isn't working out. You need a real job. Ashley is accomplishing real things. I'm nominated for Song of the Year. Stop living in Fantasyland. We have to support your sister. She's going places. Unlike you." The call ended. I sat in my Nashville apartment staring at my phone. 6 years of proving myself. A #1 hit. CMA nominations. $2 million in potential royalties dividends. And they chose a preliminary pageant round. My phone buzzed. Ashley laughing awkwardly. "Heard Mom told you about Memphis. Maybe if you weren't such an outcast failure, they'd care about your little karaoke shows. If you've ever been told your dreams were meaningless by people who were supposed to support you, you know how that laugh felt. Have you experienced this? Let me know in the comments." Something in me shifted. Not broke. Clarified. I was done trying to prove myself to them. I called Mr. James. "The CMAs are next week. I have 2 tickets. Will you be my family?" His voice cracked. "Darlin', I'd be honored." "And Mr. James? If I win, I'm doing something. Something big. For you. You don't owe me nothing. You gave me everything when I had nothing. Just trust me. I called my attorney next, then my financial advisor. Made arrangements for a 40% revenue transfer. Called the CMA producers and requested 3 full minutes for my acceptance speech if I won. They agreed. My song was the biggest hit of the year. I wrote my speech, revised it 6 times, included specific numbers, specific names, specific truths. Award night arrived. I checked Ashley's Instagram. Photos from Memphis. Miss Tennessee, here I come. My parents commenting underneath. So proud of our successful daughter. Mr. Crow. James picked me up in his old truck. He wore his best suit. I wore a borrowed designer gown. You ready for this? He asked. I thought about my parents in a Memphis motel room, about Ashley's swimsuit walk, about 6 years of being called a failed busker. They chose a preliminary pageant round over the CMAs. In 4 hours, they'd see exactly what they'd missed. On every television in America. The venue was massive. Red carpet. Cameras everywhere. Stars I'd only seen on TV walking past me. Mr. James held my arm. You sure I belong here? You belong here more than anyone. Inside we found our seats. 5th row, center. The ceremony was broadcast live, millions of viewers across America. In Memphis, my parents and Ashley were in a motel room getting ready for the pageant preliminaries. The show began. Musical performances. Early category awards. Then mine. And the CMA award for Rising Star goes to Mirabelle. I walked to the stage in a daze, accepted the trophy. Gave a brief speech thanking Mr. James in Nashville. Kept it short. My real moment was still coming. Mr. James was crying when I sat back down. I'm so proud of you. Wait, I said. Just wait. 2 hours into the ceremony, the big categories, Album of the Year, Entertainer of the Year, then, Song of the Year, the most prestigious songwriting award in country music. My category. Outcast Heart was nominated against industry legends, songs written by people who'd been in Nashville for decades. My attorney had confirmed the paperwork that morning. Everything was ready. If I won, the 40% transfer to Mr. James would be legally binding the moment I announced it on stage. The presenters opened the envelope. And the CMA award for Song of the Year goes to Outcast Heart. I stood. My co-writer stood. We walked to the stage together. He gave his thanks. Brief, gracious. Then handed me the microphone. I looked at the producer in the wings. My 3 minutes? He nodded. I stood at the podium, held the trophy, looked directly at the camera, took a breath. And as at this moment I had confirmed my exact share of revenue, no more speculation, so I proceed. This song has generated $2 million in royalties and sponsorship deals this year. The room went quiet. You don't usually mention money at award shows. Too crass, too direct. I continued anyway. 6 years ago, I was homeless in Nashville. I played for tips at a honky-tonk bar on Lower Broadway. Some nights I made $20. Some nights I made nothing. Mr. James was staring at me, confused. The owner of that bar, Mr. James, let me sleep in the back room when I had nowhere to go. He fed me. He believed in me when my own family called me a failed busker and told me to get a real job. The cameras cut to Mr. James. He was crying, hands over his mouth. In Memphis, a TV in the motel lobby was playing the CMAs. Someone turned up the volume. Hey, isn't that the girl from the Pageant family? The sister? My mother and father turned to look. Right now, standing on this stage, I'm signing over 40% of all revenue from this song to Mr. James, the only father figure I've ever known. Mr. James stood up in the audience, overwhelmed. My parents are in Memphis tonight. They're watching my sister walk in a swimsuit at a preliminary pageant round. I invited them to be here. They told me these awards were meaningless and imaginary. On the motel TV screen, millions of people watched me hold up the trophy. This isn't imaginary. This money isn't imaginary. And Mr. James, who took me in when I had nothing, is getting $800,000 from this song alone. The audience erupted. Standing ovation. Mr. James couldn't stand anymore. His legs gave out and he collapsed back into his seat, sobbing. To my parents watching from Memphis, you chose a preliminary swimsuit round over the Country Music Association Awards. You chose right, because I chose Mr. James, and he deserves this more than you ever did. I walked off stage to thunderous applause. My phone exploded immediately. Texts, calls, voicemails. My manager. Your parents are calling everyone trying to reach you. In Memphis, my mother screamed in that motel room. My father was dialing my number over and over. Ashley's evening gown round was about to start in 20 minutes. They left, walked out of the pageant, got in their car and drove straight toward Nashville. Says a lot about their character. 4 hours later, they were at my gate. My security team stopped them at the entrance to my property. I watched on my security cameras as my father pounded on the intercom. "We're her parents. We have a right to see her." Marcus, head of my security team, stood firm. "Ms. Mirabelle has made it clear you're not on the approved visitor list." My mother was crying fake tears. "We just want to talk. We didn't know. She never told us she was successful." "We're her family." "She invited you to the CMAs, ma'am. You called them imaginary." The cameras showed my father's face going red, my mother collapsing against their car. They stayed at my gate for 2 hours before police asked them to move along. I didn't go outside, didn't call them, didn't open the gate. I sat in my living room with Mr. James, drinking whiskey, watching the security feed. "You didn't have to do that," he said quietly. "The money." "Yes, I did." My phone wouldn't stop ringing. I finally turned it off completely. The next morning, tabloids everywhere. CMA winners' parents blocked by security after missing awards for sister's pageant. Then my parents started talking. Every Nashville media outlet that would listen, TV interviews, radio, podcasts. "Our daughter abandoned us. We're drowning in credit card debt. And she won't help her own family." My mother, crying on camera. "We supported her dreams for years. Now she's successful and she's forgotten us." My father. "Success changed her. She's not the daughter we raised." Ashley posted on Instagram. "Family should support family. Success changes people. Praying for my sister." The comments filled with support for them. Criticism of me. "Ungrateful daughter. She owes her parents. Family first." I stayed silent, focused on my music. But the pressure built. 2 weeks later, I couldn't take it anymore. I accepted an interview with Nashville's biggest country music journalist. It was time to tell the truth. The journalist asked the question everyone wanted answered. "Why didn't you help your parents?" I looked directly at the camera. "Let me tell you about my parents. 6 years ago, I moved to Nashville to pursue music. They told me I was throwing my life away, called me a failed busker, told me to get a real job." The journalist leaned forward. "I was homeless for 4 months. Slept in my installmental car, played on street corners. Mr. James found me sleeping in his parking lot and gave me a place to stay. My parents never called to check if I was alive." "Did they know you were homeless?" I told them. My mother said I made my own choices and had to live with them. Meanwhile, they were spending thousands on my sister's pageant fees. How much? $80,000 over 6 years. Gowns, coaching, travel. They funded everything for Ashley. I got nothing. The journalist's expression shifted. "When did they find out about your success?" "When I called to invite them to the CMAs. My mother laughed at me. She called the awards meaningless and imaginary, said they couldn't miss my sister's swimsuit walk. I pulled out my phone, played the voicemail my mother had left 3 weeks after the CMAs. Her voice, desperate. "Mirabelle, please call us back. We didn't know these awards were real. We didn't know you were making money. We need help with our debt. Family helps family." The journalist sat back. "What do you want people to know?" "That Mr. James earned every dollar I gave him. He saved my life. My parents only wanted me when I had something to give them." The interview aired that night. 72-hour news cycle. Public opinion shifted immediately. My parents' media appearances stopped. The debt collection stories disappeared. Ashley's Instagram went private. The Family First post was deleted. I received thousands of messages. People sharing their own stories of family dismissal, of being the black sheep, of succeeding despite being told they'd fail. Mr. James used his money to buy a bigger bar. He named it Mirabelle's, hung my CMA award on the wall behind the stage. I kept writing, kept recording, won 3 more CMAs over the next 2 years. My parents sent letters occasionally, apologies mixed with justifications. We didn't understand. We were protecting you from disappointment. We always loved you. I never responded. Ashley got married. Didn't invite me. I found out on social media. Felt nothing. Mr. James walked me down the aisle when I got married. Stood where my father should have been. It felt right. Here's what I learned about family. Biology doesn't make you obligated. Love isn't transactional. And sometimes the greatest gift is being dismissed by people who never deserve to witness your success. They missed my moment. I don't miss them. Thanks for listening to the end. If you have ever been dismissed by family who only noticed you when you succeeded, remember this: you don't owe your achievements to people who called your dreams imaginary. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories about choosing yourself and building success on your own terms.